It comes by submission to that which he has established in our lives. And one of the major things I sense very strongly even now, just an impression, is that this will be a season and a time of great sensitivity for us corporately to begin to really discern that which he's calling us to. And that's why we've been declaring this. It's a time for us to let go and to let come. Say it again. Let go and let come. Say it again. Let go and let come. Say it again. Let go and let come. I labor in birth again until Christ is formed in you. It speaks of a change in character, becoming conformed to the character of Christ in actuality and not merely in semblance. So we've got to move from IQ and all the things that we think we know to operating in spiritual intelligence. Sheree, that simply means, and I want you to get that word down, spiritual intelligence, that simply means the ability to discern time and season. To discern where we are. To discern that which God desires to do in us and through us. And one of the things I believe that he has done even in this moment and in this day that we're in today is that he's begun to birth some things in your heart. I want you to make sure that you journal and write down some of that which has happened while you were in worship today, because these are seeds for the future. These are seeds for the future. He never moves without giving us an instruction, even if it's something very simple. It could be just come away with me, let go of some stuff. But we must be sensitive to what he's saying. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. And so, notice, if he says the word formed, everybody say formed. That word formed deals specifically with a formation process. I'm going to give you just something very simple with this, and then we're going to close out with a simple prayer I want us to pray together, okay? It deals with formation. Everybody say formation. Formation. Which means that there is a process of becoming like Christ. Years ago, a few centuries ago, in the church, it was called the care of souls, or the cure of souls. And it was a Latin word, cura animarum. It just simply meant the care of souls, the cure of souls. And this is something that I just really sense the Lord wants to present, and then we'll shift gears next week and I'll go into some more, because I want to be very sensitive to this atmosphere of what the Lord has already done. Care represents support. Cure brings restoration. So when we understand formation, it is both caring and curing. Care brings support. The cure brings restoration. I want you to lay hands on your heart. I'm going to teach more on what the soul is in a couple of weeks and all of that. I will not do that today. But when it really refers to soul, it's talking about your inner self, your inner heart. Say this with me. In this season. In this season. Say it again like you mean. In this season. In this season. God is supporting me, and restoring me. For many of you, this will be a time of restoration. I sense that strongly. This will be a time of restoration. Things that have been lost, things that you forgot about. God is going to begin to bring clarity, insight, direction to those things. If you believe that, just give God a shout of praise right there. Hallelujah. Glory to God. Hallelujah. Whew. So, a process that develops Christ-like character, which involves three things. And I want you to get this down. Believing, belonging, and becoming. believing, belonging, and becoming. Now I'm going to say something right now, and I'm just going to say it, okay? I want us as a house in this particular season that we're in. I know we have other tools, social tools, digital tools to get the word out, and I believe in that. We've been doing it since inception. But there is something pregnant in this place right now. Do you feel it? There is something pregnant in this house right now. Don't miss a Sunday if you can help it. Because I really believe that we're going to see God stretch us. Everybody say stretch. Stretch. Anytime I'm in an environment, I'm in a room that makes me uncomfortable, I begin to just do like this. Anytime something's happening, I begin to do like this. Some of y'all just start doing that. That's what God's getting ready to do for you. He's getting ready to stretch you out of what you're used to, out of complacency, out of comfort, and He's calling you deeper into Him. And this process causes us first to believe, then to belong, then to become. That's why, not just for the word of the Lord that the Lord gave the sister that was here earlier, but also for some of you, it's a season of belonging, which means that you've got to get comfortable recognizing who you don't belong with.
Yes.
See, there's a difference between fitting in and fitting with. You're not called to fit in, you're called to fit with. You're not called to fit in, you're called to fit with. Say that. I'm not called to fit in. I'm called to fit with. Which means I've got to be able to understand who I belong with and who I don't belong with. I told someone recently, they were asking me and said, oh, well, you know, you got married, things change and all that. Well, that's a natural process. Anything you do will change. Brings change. When you get a new job, it'll change. You change your hours. If you talk to somebody and you got to be up at 6 in the morning, you're not going to be up at midnight. Come on. All right? Anything that you do requires a change. But what I understood, and I said to him, I said, I understand I am not God's gift to everybody. I'm God's gift to somebody. And for some of us in here, myself included, sometimes we get the Messiah complex and we try to be Jesus Jr.
Yeah.
Am I talking to somebody here today?
Yes.
And so we're trying to save people and trying to fix people and trying to change people and trying to conform them as we're being conformed to the character and image of Christ. And this is the season when you got to let go. And understand who you belong with and be at peace with those you don't belong with. Believing, belonging, becoming. Conform to the image of His Son. All of these things are a byproduct of the body of Christ. All of these things are a byproduct of community. All of these things are a byproduct of being a part of the church. We believe, we belong, we become like Him in the image of His Son. That's why He says, I labor in birth. Why? Because there's something that must be birthed. There's something that must be stirred. There's something that must be developed. What happens when you're in birthing? Women that have had children, what happens? You get antsy. Come on, talk to me, some of you mommies.
Yes.
You get antsy because you're waiting for that due date, and you're hoping that it comes before the due date, so you get this body, this person out of you. He says, I'm in birth pain. I'm in birth pain. I'm anxious that Christ might be formed in you. I desire for you to believe, to belong, and to become. Being formed in the image of His Son. That means I have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. I have to get used to doing things differently. And I have to make sure that I'm focusing on Him and not them. And it's so easy now. It's so easy now to focus on them and not Him. I was riding with someone a couple of weeks ago, and I was traveling during the summer. And we were riding for 5 hours. And you know, you can ride with somebody a long time, and if they're great to be with, fun to be with, you can love it. And if they ain't, you can not love it. All right? Come on, talk back to me, tell the truth. You can be with, if you're with somebody that's like your best friend or whatever, you can talk to them all day long. It doesn't make a difference. And it was a rough ride. And while it was a rough ride, I was sitting there trying to figure out what is going on. And the entire time, conversations kept coming up about different things and all that. And I asked the question, I said, well, what is God saying? I know we spent all this time about folks posts and all that, but what is God saying? And I believe that more than ever before, we've got to spend time in His Word, spend time in prayer, diligently seeking His face for that which He desires to do. I want you to say this prayer with me. It's from the 13th century. It's called the Old Sarum Primer. I want you to say this prayer with me, and then we'll pray together. God, be in my head and in my understanding. God, be in my eyes and my looking. God, be in my mouth and in my speaking. God, be in my heart and in my thinking. God, be at my end and in my departing. We're going to say it again. God, be in my head and my understanding. God, be in my eyes and in my looking. God, be in my mouth and in my speaking. God, be in my heart and in my thinking. God, be at my end and in my departing. Amen. God bless you, my friend. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. I pray that a word was spoken that transforms and changes your life. Please stay connected with us, www.globalfirenow.com. I'd love to hear from you.